What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nobody Asked Us with Des and Kara, presented by Brooks Running. Also, a very special episode, courtesy of Brooks. Thanks to Brooks, we have a very special guest on. We'll intro said person in a few minutes. But Kara, what's up with you?
Oh, just living life.
I love it. Where you been? What have you been up to in this life? You've been living.
I've been in Boulder.
Okay. Just hanging out. Boulderthon was recently. Did we talk about this already?
I think we might have talked about it last week. It was last weekend.
Yeah, okay.
This week I was here the whole week. It was really awesome. I did get this in the mail.
Love that. Epic. It's actually pretty big.
It's huge. And it weighs like a ton.
Awesome. But as it should. It should feel like proper.
So that was very exciting because I wasn't expecting to get it. And it's the most random thing that's ever happened in my life, I have to say. Like, it's so random. And I can't stop laughing about it because people are asking about it. And like my son's friends want to see it. And like my sister-in-law wanted to see it. And I'm like, it's the funniest thing ever. Like,
that's great.
But whatever. So that's been fun. And then Colt had a race this weekend. And just, it was nice to be home because of all the travel lately and the travel that's coming up. So it's super nice to spend a weekend at home. But you weren't at home.
No. Well, I was kind of. I was in New York for a quick trip. I did some work with TCS, which is really fun. And we have like a little short clip film about my Boston this year that we were able to preview to some TCS guests. So we did that. And I get a really good travel deal with TCS from anything I do with them, which is really nice. They take care of me. So Ryan came out and we hung out in the city, went to a play, and came home. Yeah.
So what is your go-to running spot when you're in New York?
The park. I just go in the park. Yeah. And I do the outside loop. Sometimes I'll get on the reservoir. And then people love the bridle path, but I haven't been a huge fan of that. It was crazy. It was bananas. Like you can tell the marathon's coming up.
Yeah.
And also the weather was really nice. So it was just packed in the park both days. Well, yeah, both days I ran.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, that is
getting
good.
Ready for the marathon.
Right. And this weekend, everyone's racing Chicago. Well,
yes.
Not everybody, but a lot of people are.
Quite a few people. Yeah, and we'll do a Chicago preview-ish show a couple days out from the race. So double drop this week?
Double drop.
Who are we?
Oh my gosh. It's like we're back in Tokyo.
What's going on?
No, I'm excited to see you. It'll be fun to do a live pod. And then, it's just, I think like the weather looks pretty good, or am I wrong?
I think so far so good. It might be a little on the warm side, but I don't think that'll hold. Like looking out my window and knowing what it was here today, and it rained and it was mid 50s. I won't be surprised if maybe it's 65 there, but in the morning it's like perfect.
Yeah. It's kind of fun now. We're like full on in marathon fall season now, right? It's like, it's just going. You see all these athletes doing their prep races and it's like, we're hitting it. This is it. We're there. Yeah. Came quick.
Quick. It did. Yeah. And we still have a month to New York, which is great. Some time for people to train to get in their 20 milers.
Yeah. Well, there's someone that you know really well who needs to get in his 20 miler.
Yeah, well, let's tee up our guest for today. It's a multi-hyphenate phenomenon, credentialed actor, singer, songwriter, show creator, Anthony Ramos, who's getting ready for his debut marathon at the TCS New York City Marathon this fall. So we're excited to have him on and to hear how things are going.
I told some of my friends that are huge Hamilton fans that he was coming on. And I was like, is there anything I need to know? And everyone just kept sending me clips of him singing. And then they're like, try not to love him. I'm like, I do love him. Like, don't worry. I love this guy. It's amazing. So it's so cool that we get to talk to him and you've been coaching him. So awesome.
All right. Well, welcome to the pod, Anthony Ramos. How are you today? Where are you at? What's good?
What's up, Des? What's up, baby? I'm here in New York City. Just hanging. Well, I'm not here just hanging, but today I have a day off, so I'm happy about that.
You actually had a day off? That's actually, that to me is surprising. I'm happy for you.
It's unbelievable.
Your schedule's been crazy. Let's just talk about like a few like places you've been recently, because I follow you on Strava. keeping an eye on
Yes.
things,
Yep.
and
Yep.
you've been all over. So just give us a rundown of like the last couple weeks of the cities you've been, the things you've been up to.
I was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I saw a few horses and carriages there.
That.
Uh, I was in Orlando. I was in Miami, LA, New York. Um, Dang, where else was I? Trying to think. Venice. Um, Dang. Yeah, those are the ones that come to mind off the top of my head. But yeah, it's just been kind of. I feel like I'm racking up these miles, yo. Honestly, the flight miles are going crazy right now.
You've
Please
got
tell
to
me you have
be
good status.
diamond status. Yeah,
My
exactly.
status is fire though. My status is great.
On
It's
your way
great.
to a private jet. I think
Yeah,
if you hit it a certain amount of times, they just give you they're like, okay, we got you.
I'm hoping that happens. I'm hoping like when they give me the jet, I don't have to pay for like fuel and stuff like that because that's where it kills
That's
you.
where they get you. Yeah.
That's where they get you.
You
Well,
ha-
go ahead, Kara.
I was just going to say, what does a day off entail? I mean, you're talking with us, which is amazing for us, but what else are you doing today?
Today I'm gonna clear out some stuff here in New York. I got a bunch of stuff that I'm not using, so I'm gonna kind of make some room here a little bit. I'm gonna spend some time with my brother today. I'm gonna. It's really nice outside, so I'm gonna try to get back outside one more time. Um, this morning I trained. You know, I went for a light run this morning. Then I lifted weights a little bit because I haven't done that in like a month because I just been so focused on the running. And I was like, dang, like I gotta remember what it feels like to do like a push up.
That's good.
Like I'm tripping out here. And
Kara's like 100% chance that you're Dez's athlete because she would
I
not
know.
put lifting on your
Des does
schedule.
not lift. If you were my athlete, you'd be in the gym all the time. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no. You see, there is no lifting. There's no there is none of that. But yo, the all the running helps though. Like just like my shins don't hurt anymore, like the way they used to, which is amazing. I know Des, you had told me that before in the beginning, but I didn't. I'm not gonna lie, I like half believed you because they were hurting so much, and they don't anymore. Like I'm talking about, like yo, I'll be out there, and it's more about like the only time I get tired is like usually when I like text Des and be like, hey, it was just hot out, and I felt like I was gonna pass out. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like when the weather's cooler, I'm out there, like I can go, but it's just that heat. It's the heat. And I feel like I've been training nothing but heat. So um but yeah, so I felt good to lift today. And yeah, I think I'm just really mostly just chilling today. Yesterday I slept till like 5 p.m., which was crazy. I just stayed in bed till like 5 p.m. Went out to have dinner and then I came back and then just went to bed at like 8. So that's kind of what a day off is. These last 2 days off have been like. Sometimes on days off I end up working anyway, but thankfully not in these last 2 days. It's been cool.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
let's dive into a little bit of how this partnership got started. You said you don't really have a running background. Your shins were sore. That's like I'm just getting into this type of feeling for sure.
hmm
You've obviously come a long way, but let's start at the start. What made you want to run a marathon? Break
Yeah,
it
like
down for me.
yeah, honestly, it was I wanted to run because I who so one of my teachers in high school, Jason Jacobs, he's running the marathon as well. With us. And he had been running marathons for years, and he'd been trying to get me to run one and do one with him. He's like, yo, I'm telling you, like, it's amazing. Come train with me and my coach. Come out, run. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm good, bro. Like, maybe one day, one day I'll do it. I'll get out there. But I like and then a part of me kind of over the years, I've wanted to. I've been like, man, I really want to run a marathon. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Like another one of my friends, Cynthia Revo. Cynthia, she runs marathons, and she's a big runner, and we've been tight for a long time, and throughout the years, I've seen Cynthia run these marathons, and she's like, yo, hey, you need to do it. It feels so good, but you'll do it when you're ready, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hopefully, maybe one day. Because 26 miles is just like something that you just can't wrap your head around. Like I still can't wrap my head around that. But then I heard the story about why the marathon's 26 miles, and it was like some war happened or something like that. And what was it? Like the guy like had to run 26 miles to get the note to somebody before he died or something like that.
Yeah, it has a tragic ending.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
He wasn't trained though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's the
It'll be
difference.
fine.
no,
Don't worry about it.
he hadn't been training. Yeah, right. Tragic ending. And but like she was always doing but she was always doing them, and I was always like inspired watching her do them. Um but I think it was like my teacher, it was Jason. Like when Jason was like, yo, Ann, I'm telling you, like, you gotta try this. It's gonna be amazing. Like, yo, you gotta do it, you gotta do it, you gotta do it. And I was like, all right, you know what? Like, I was like, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. Finally, this year, I just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I don't care what I'm doing. I don't care where I am. I was like, yo, just like let me sign up. I just called my manager and I was like, hey, look, um, I don't know how to get into the marathon. I don't know what that entails. I don't know the first thing about this, but like, is there any way you can help? And she was like, all right, let me work on it. And next thing you know, Roadrunners was down to partner up, because you got to like raise money for charity. You got to run with someone. And I was like, all right, cool, great, amazing. I appreciate that. And then I had hit up my agency and I was like, yo, I just want to let y'all know that I'm running the marathon this year. Um, Fitness has just been like a thing in my life that I've been really mindful of more lately. I mean, I always have been on and off, but like particularly lately, I'm definitely like, yo, come on, we gotta eat. I eat okay, but the physical part of it, like, let's train, let's run, let's lift, let's. Um, I climb. I like to go climbing sometimes recreationally. I'm not like some of these people come in this climbing gym, and I'm talking about their powder is a certain kind of powder, and they got it's another level. I'm not like that at all. But um, I was just like, I really want to. I just want to take it to another level. But all that to say was this teacher, Jason, he had been trying to convince me, and finally I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then the road runners happened, and then all of a sudden, like I told my agents, like, hey, like I just want to let you guys know that I'm running a marathon. So you just take that information, and maybe it can lead to a meaningful partnership with someone. I don't know, but I just want to let you guys know. And all of a sudden, Brooks was came calling, and it was just like the perfect match, like the perfect fit. And I was just so excited to work with them, and so excited to have a partnership like this because of like where I am in my life and like what I'm passionate about. And this is like one of the things that I'm most passionate about is just like pushing my body to the limit, and um and just like, I don't know, I've just been on this wave of like, which I think it's not a wave. I think it's just like a new way of life where I'm like, yo, I want to live as healthy as possible. I want to push myself as far as I can, as much as I can, in not in work and fitness and my personal life. Like I want to push myself to be better and better and better. Um, yeah, I mean, just the partnership just aligned with it just aligned with where I am now in my life, and like the things that matter to me, and even the slogan, let's run there. Like, all right, like I feel locked in a different way in my work, in my personal life, and I feel like I kind of just been walking. in my life up until this point, and now I just feel like I'm like running towards my dreams. I'm running towards things that mean a lot to me, and as opposed to just like, just kind of walking and waiting for things to waiting for a miracle to happen or waiting for something to fall from the sky. I'm running right now, so, and it's just been cool, like getting into running culture, like just the running culture and just meeting people on these runs. Like it's just kind of crazy the people you meet on runs. Um, and then you got all these run groups. I haven't done one yet, um but yeah, it's serious. Like, people they've got these groups out here, just like people, groups of 20 or whatever, like people running, and I'm like, well, what happens if you're like all the way in the back and you get left? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? But yeah, it's been really cool. Kind of like getting into that.
That's awesome. Well, we know you're an athlete, right? You grew up playing baseball, but what has been different about running specifically? Like, how did it start? The first few runs, what were they like? Tell us about your shins, and how'd you get to now where you're, not that far away from running a marathon?
The first few runs were terrible. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, they were so bad. Like, I was like, why do people do this? Like, what's the point?
Oh yeah, we
Like,
have those
what?
thoughts too.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Deb about it. She's like, bro, yo,
Baby steps.
Yep.
yeah, yo, it's just, it's the first few runs. I was just like, yo, what? Like, why do people do this shit? Like, why am I running uh every day, like, or almost every day for 5, 6, 7 miles, and some 10 miles, and then 15 one day? It's like, yo, I mean, it's cool. Like, I'm burning fat. Like, I'm seeing some of this fupa go away. But yo, this is crazy. I think it's been really like running is way more meditative, and like I think it's a lot more special than I thought it was. Like, I think, oh man, I'd be so bored. I'm like, but I feel like I get some of my best ideas when I'm on my run,
Oh yeah.
some of the best inspiration for things when I'm on my runs. I meet some of the coolest people when I'm on my runs. Like, I was running in Toronto. I was out there for Toronto Film Festival, and I'm running 10 miles that day. And I just met this guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, but um, I met him, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm running Chicago. And then there was another one. He's like, yeah, I'm training for that. I'm doing 15. I got two more to go. I was like, oh, I got two more to go too. I was on mile 8. He's on mile 13. And it was interesting. Like, I was running behind him at first, and then I was like, you know what? Let me try and pass this guy. Let me try to pass
Yes.
this dude. So I go and I passed him, but then he came back and he passed me again. And it didn't seem like he picked up his pace, but it was just like maybe I had to slow down a little bit, and I was gonna try to pass him again, but I said, you know what? Let me just try to run behind this dude. It seems like this guy he's a good person to follow. As opposed to me trying to run past him, maybe he'd be a good person to follow, because maybe he'd give me that motivation that I need to stay on a good pace. And I did, and then I kind of caught up to him. I wasn't trying to, but I just did. And we started talking. He was so cool. um and it was just like really cool, like talking to him. He was telling me, oh, there's some good run groups in Brooklyn, and we just start kicking it. We start, I took a photo with him, and I was like, yo, my man, can I take and then he was wearing Brooks,
Oh,
which was crazy. I gotta post him, actually. I'm going to post him. I took a photo, and yeah, he was wearing Brooks. He was wearing the glycerin max, and those are the ones I'm gonna wear for the race. And he's like, um basically he runs off, and I was just kind of like, dang, like, you just never know who you're gonna meet, like that guy. you know I kept trying to pass him, or I thought that passing him was the lesson here, but maybe it was about, like, sometimes you got to know, like, sometimes you got to follow the right person for you to get to where you want to be in your life. I don't know why I got this like epiphany on this run, but I was like, it's not about passing people all the time. It's not about you being first. Sometimes it's about you knowing, you know when to step back and who to follow for you to then for you to put, for you to push yourself, for you to learn what it is to pace yourself. You know, I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but I was just kind of like, it was like one of those moments. But I have moments like that all the time on my runs. I get emotional sometimes on my runs. Like I remember on one of my first runs, I was like, I started like, it was so weird. I started crying on the run, and I'm like calling out for my dad. My dad passed away 2 years ago, and I was just kind of like, it was like one of the first times I had ever like said that out loud, like, "Dad, I need you. Dad, I need." And it was because like the pain was just too much, and it was only like a 4 mile run, but it was, running 4 miles now is very different than running 4 miles when I first started training, and uh, which I'm grateful to say, but it's hurt, it's tough, and I was just like, Dad, I need you, man. I need you right now. And I just started getting emotional. And yeah, just you just have these moments on your runs that are super unexpected. Um, that you just gotta kind of be open to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Do you remember, like, can you look back at it now where you stopped thinking about how hard it was and you just started being able to run? Where like you got fit, where you stopped being like, "Oh, this is hell. Like I hate this. It sucks." Or calling out to my dad, "This is hard," and then you were just out running and enjoying it. Because I was looking through our text thread, and one of the first days it was we had started working together. You texted 5.5 miles in an hour and 13. I walked a lot of it, really hot in Miami. So like that's early days. Like that had to be hard. Do you remember the shift or did it just happen?
I think I think the shift came after I did like 15, probably like a month ago or 2 months ago, and I think or something like that, and I think that was when I was like, dang, if I could do 15. You know what? I'm lying. It was after I did, I'm lying. It was after I did like, it was either an 8 mile run or a 10. No, it was a 12. It might have been like I did 12 one day, and I had run from like Brooklyn through Queens all the way up to Central Park. I ran a little bit through Central Park, came back. I did two bridges. Had done the Pulaski Bridge, and I think it was the Queensboro Bridge. And I was running these bridges, and I'm just kind of like, I'm running and I'm on my way back. Like, dang, yo, I'm about to do 12 miles. And, that's almost a half marathon. And I think after that run, I got this new confidence. Like something had switched in me where I started to look forward to my runs. I was like, yeah, like, nah, I'm excited about doing this today or tomorrow. Like, no, I'm looking forward to this. I'm like, I'm getting in a rhythm now. I feel like something clicked, something switched over, for me. And even, and the pain doesn't stop. Like I still feel like I get tired. Like, I mean, I did 18. I never felt pain like that in my life. That was crazy. I like fell to the ground in my apartment as soon as I like came back home, and I ran in the torrential rain in Miami that night. It was like a night run, and I'm talking about, yo, I was running through puddles, splashing like full downpour. Yo, Des, I'm gonna send you the photos of that day,
Yeah.
the videos of that day. Actually, I didn't send them to you, but I'm gonna send them to you. Like it was raining so hard. Like my mother's calling me, like, why are you out there right now? There's thunder and lightning. It's not safe. I'm like, yo, whatever. I'm gonna make it through. And yeah, I ran Miami. I ran down to Lincoln Road, and then went down to South Beach all the way to the most southern point of South Point Park. Came right back up. Ran back over the bridge into the city, like into like by a downtown area and all that. And I get back home. I'm like, yo, I really just did 18 miles, but it took me like an hour and a half to just like even come back to life. Um, after that. And it was but it was just like, I think after that 12-mile run was when it kind of switched for me, and I was like, oh dang, like I think I could do this. I can really do this. Um like I think my body can handle this. And like, not that it couldn't, before, but I think it was that me proving to myself in that moment a little bit, like, no, you got it. Like you can do it. You just can't quit, you know? And Yeah, and then I start, I'm doing the runs, and I ain't worrying about my shins anymore. It's just more like, yo, is it too hot outside, or um, my hamstring is tight, things
Oh
like that.
no.
Just random, random stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
No, it's cool. It's been fun to watch that progress.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, are there any parallels in sort of like your experience in getting involved in the entertainment and Broadway and music versus, I guess, the running side of it? Can you make any connections in terms of like the importance of endurance and also like those moments where you want to quit? The big thing happens right on the other side. Do you see any parallels like that? Or are
big
they just two
time.
different worlds?
Nah, big time, big time. It's, running is, it's, you got to be patient with yourself with running. You got to really be patient with yourself. You got to be patient with your process. Your process is different from the next one person's. Everybody's individual. Everyone's journey is not the same. And you've got to be kind to yourself as you're uh, working towards where you'd like to be. Um, and I think it's the same way in my career. I've had to be patient. I've had to, sometimes you want to take that job because you need the money, or sometimes you want to, you're like, I should be further along in this area, or, I should be. It's a lot of I should be's, right? Like, you get to a certain point in your training, you're like, I shouldn't be hurting still, or this shouldn't be feeling like this, right? And then all of a sudden one day it doesn't anymore. But you have a lot of days where you're like, well, I should have already been there. I should already be able to do this much, or I should already be, and it's a lot like that in my career as well. I think that I've had moments where I'm like, dang, like I feel like I should be further along, or, um, you know, why haven't I gotten this kind of job, or why haven't I gotten a hit, or this or that, with a, in music, like, how come this song that sounds the same as mine has, has done better, or this or that, and you just go, and you just ask yourself all these the wrong questions. It's more of just about like, well, where am I? Like, what do I need to do to condition myself? What do I need to do to get better? What do I need to do to get stronger? What do I need to do to, you know, to be more prepared, or to, just to build that endurance, because it is just about that endurance. It's just about building, being able to withstand, being able to keep going. I think half the battle in running and training in general, and my career, is just like staying in the game. A lot of people just fall off. A lot of people quit. They can't take it. They're like, this is too hard. Can't do it. And like half the battle is just staying in the game. If you could stay in the game, you could, anything could happen. You give yourself a shot, you know? That's a word for me, honestly. Like, it's like you stay in the game, you don't know what can happen. But the fact that you decided to do that, you've given yourself a chance for something special to happen. Who knows what that is? We don't know, but um, I think there are a lot of parallels between my career, being on a set, working however 12 to 16 hours you're shooting, and your close up is at, you're shooting night shoots, and your close up is at 4 in the morning, and y'all been shooting since 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. all the way to now 4 a.m. in the morning. They want you to do a scene. You gotta cry and get emotional. And you're just like, yo, I didn't need sleep. I'm tired. And you gotta be able to you gotta do it. You gotta
Yeah.
get up, and you gotta be like, nah, like, let's go. This is what we do. This is why I'm in the pros. This is why you gotta remind yourself, like, yo, less than 1% of people do this, you know? Like, you're here for a reason. Like, let's go. Push yourself. You can do it. If you couldn't, you wouldn't be here right now. Um, so yeah, there's, Broadway, 8 shows a week, being on tour. When I was on tour, like, you're doing the radio in the morning, and you're doing, then you get a little bit of promo after that. You take an hour nap, and then you go do the show at night. You get back on the bus, or you fly to the next city, or whatever it is, and you gotta be on it. So it's just it's all about endurance. So it's like there's like a good monologue in Rocky Balboa. where he talks to his son. Is like it's not how many hits, it's not how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep going. You know, he's like, that's how winning is done. You know, he's talking to his son. That's like my favorite monologue in all of movies. But anyway,
That's such a
yeah.
I love that. That's cool. I think it's nice to hear that from a different perspective. I think just in general, people want instant gratification in anything. I mean, I don't know, not anything. A lot of things worth having, a lot of things worth achieving just take patience and endurance and
I think
consistency.
everything worth having and achieving takes patience. Like anything that happens super quick, like they don't call it fast food for nothing. The shit tastes good, but it ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
valid. It's
you
valid.
feel me? Like, yeah, it's real good. It's
Right
good.
now.
And it'll do the trick. It'll do the job.
Yeah.
But in the long run, it ain't you have enough of it. It's like it's the food that takes a little longer maybe, or that you need to prepare or needs to be prepared, right? Like, it's that kind of thing. But I do like a Shake Shack, so, and even Shake Shack don't take that. Even Shake Shack ain't that fast. That shit takes 20 minutes when you in there. They going
Yeah.
and killing the cows back there and
You
then
get to
putting them
pick
on the
one out.
grill.
So there are so many parallels you just talked about and taking time. That's so relatable. I mean, to all of our listeners, but especially to Des and I, like having long careers and stuff. But what about in the moment? Like you talked about while you were running and meditating and thinking clearly. Can you compare that to like your music? Is there anything in the moment that is similar between running and the rest of your life?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, running is super meditative. It's like, I think there's just something that it's something about when you push your body. um Sometimes some of the best things come out of you. It's almost like it's squeezing out the stuff that is getting in the way of you seeing the good stuff. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but like sometimes, like my brother will tell me, like, yo, Ant, some of your best takes are when you're like completely like dead tired, bro. It's like I've seen you do some of your best takes when you're like exhausted. And I don't know what that is, maybe it's just because you just don't care anymore. You're just like, yo, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I'm fucking beat. Oh, here we go. And then you just like let out whatever you have, and you're less in your mind, you're less in your head. You're just like, yo, you're just focused on one thing. You're just like, I just gotta do this and do it to the best of my ability. Like, whatever I'm going through it, I don't even think about none of that. I'm just thinking about just accomplishing this goal. And I think that with like when I'm training, you get to the point where, especially you start to pick up speed, mile 5, mile 6, mile 7, you start to really get in a little bit of a groove. It takes me up to that point for me to get. That's when I start to kind of pick it up a little bit. Um and and you start to feel yourself. The further you get into the run, the less you're thinking about stuff. And also, if you are thinking, and I noticed that it's the same thing when I'm in the studio or when I'm on set. Like if I'm thinking about stuff, like things in my life that are bothering me, or anything that has kind of been throwing me off, it'll throw me off my run. It'll throw me off my game. It'll make me feel the pain a little bit more. It'll make me feel the length of the run a little bit more. It'll make me, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm lifting, it makes those reps that much harder. When I'm thinking about, dang, I wasn't so stressed out in my relationship, or dang, I wish I could get this job that I don't have yet, or and you're just worrying about things that, like, when you don't completely like block everything out and really lock your mind in on the thing you have to do, you know um I think that it can throw you off. So can't remember the question, but I feel like I was getting to the answer, but I don't remember. What was the question again?
I was asking, I mean, you pretty much got it. Like the in the moment of running and where your
Yeah,
mind goes, and then when you're doing your music, especially your personal music, like what are the
for sure.
similarities?
For sure. Yeah, it's again, it's that patience. Sometimes you can't come up with a lyric until 3, 4 hours into the session. You can, but you don't, sometimes you don't come up with a lyric that you feel is a good way to start the song. Like be like, um, you gotta, it's like again, it's like that slow pace, right? And especially in the beginning of the run, I start off slow because I'm just like, yo, just warm up, get your muscles warm, get you. And she be reminding me of that too. She'd be like, yo, like don't try to like kill it out the gate. Like just like work your way up to it. And the sessions, you gotta work your way up to it sometimes. Sometimes the song will come fast, but that's only because life was working you up to that moment. You feel me?
Yeah.
You had a lot going on where the concept just came quick. So it wasn't necessarily that you had to work your way up in the session for it because life was already working you up to that moment. But I think that sometimes when I'm in the studio, yeah, I got to work my way up to it. I got to really like a lot of bad ideas and you're kind of just trotting your way into a good idea. That's the one that kind of helps you pick up the speed and helps you get going. Like, oh, that lyric is fire. Bang, write that. Okay, now we cooking with gas. Now we could work off of that. Then the next lyric comes, you're like, oh, that's really good. Yep. Now the next two lines come, you're like, yeah, okay, great, great, great. Play that chord. All right, yeah, no, that's fire. Keep that. And then that's when you start to build from there. But yeah, those are those parallels. Like it's just it's wild how you know how similar um and different those two things are.
Yeah. I guess on that, is there been any part of the training that surprised you? And I guess we're what, like a month out from New York now? Is there anything that you're like worried about, that you're scared of? I mean, we can troubleshoot a little bit. You've got two Olympians in the marathon right now on the call. Like, do you have questions that you're just like, I don't want to text Des. She's scary.
She
You
is
could
so
I'm
just
s-
ask me right
Look,
now.
I'm just scared that I gotta take a shit during the race.
We
That like
talked about that. We talked
we
about
talked
that.
about it, and I'm sorry. Can I say that on the podcast?
Yeah,
Is that
you
Totally
can.
crazy?
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just like,
it's
damn,
relatable.
if I gotta
Yeah.
drop a deuce during this race,
There's
yikes.
a lot of porta potties. Be fun.
Fantastic. I'm
Yeah.
hoping, I'm
Just
like,
to get
yo,
you to the porta potty and not like someone's front lawn.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look, if I gotta do it on the front lawn, I'm like, forgive me,
Sorry. I mean,
you
they'd
know.
probably put it in a bag and sell it on eBay or
That's
something. You know what I mean?
crazy. That is insane.
You know it would happen though. They're like,
It would totally
I'm
Anthony
like,
happen.
Ramos's
I'm
poop.
like, yo, let me sign that bag for you. I got you. Don't
Exactly.
even worry about
Sorry
it.
about that.
I can't
That's
even say
crazy.
how amazing it is that you just said that, because runners talk about the poops all the time, and everyone's heart is just going to grow when they hear that you are concerned about running poops, man. It happens to
Yeah,
everybody.
because it's real. Like, I'm like, yo, I ain't drinking no water the day before. I'm not gonna eat nothing. I'm not doing shit. Yeah, I ain't trying to take no chances. But thankfully, when I was on the 18 miler, I didn't have to use the bathroom one time, so I was really grateful. And I stopped to get water once on that run. I only drank water one time, one bottle of water on that run, which was kind of crazy. But like it's been, I think that's the one thing I'm most concerned about. And I just want I want my legs to hold up. I just want to make it past the finish line. That's it. I got a little motivated. I saw my man Harry Styles did like a 2.5, under 3 or whatever in Berlin. I was like, this dude is different. But I was like, dang, should I be working hard? And I was like, nah,
We got to get
nah,
you to the finish.
Yeah, you got to
Race
I'm
be
good.
one to the
race one,
finish.
then you can look at that. Yeah.
Then we turn it up.
First one
Yeah.
just finished, and the second one, I'm coming for my man Harry.
Crush
There you
styles.
go.
Coming
We
for
like
my
that.
man Harry. But yeah, first one I'm just gonna finish. And but that was really cool. That was really cool to hear that, that he did that. And yeah, I was like, oh shit, dope. And I think it's those things I was concerned about really. And if it's a hot day that day, but these are all things that are out of my control. Like I don't have any
Mhm.
control of this stuff. So this is all stuff that I think that yeah, yeah, sure. Am I concerned about it? But do I care really about it? Nah. Cause I ain't got no control over this shit. Like if it happens, if I gotta take a shit on the race, I'm gonna go do it. If I gotta like if my hamstring seizes up, I'm gonna walk the rest of the shit. Like
Yeah.
if like whatever. Like it's
I feel
you know,
like if it's hot, you're going to be more ready than anybody out there.
Yeah,
You might
seriously.
end up finishing in the top 30 if
let's
it's hot,
go.
because you've
I
done
mean,
all your
yo,
miles in like
in
90
heat,
degrees, sir.
yo, just like yo, in heat. straight up. Oh, my
Yeah.
brother's knocking on the door.
It's
But yeah, like it's
how's
been
how's your brother's training going?
how's yo, I'm on a podcast right now. Des, I'm with Des right now. She asked, how's your training going? How's your training going? Your marathon training? He said his legs feel like Jello pudding snacks.
Sounds like
He did
he's doing
he
it
did
right.
he did 12 today. He said he did 12 today.
Oh,
He's
You
that's
looking
guys
good.
tired.
you
Yeah.
guys gonna team up for 20?
What's that?
You guys gonna team up for a 20 miler?
She asked, are we teaming up for the 20 miler? Or is that, are you gonna even do 20 before the race? Or you just gonna probably stop at 18 or so? He's gonna stop at 18, he said.
This is where you crush him. Don't tell him that part.
Yeah, I'm doing 20 this week. I'm doing 20 this week, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. So anyway,
Okay, speaking of your 20 miler, what is Des
yeah.
like as a coach? Is she like a hard driver? Is she like empathetic? How is she
You,
as a
kn-
coach?
you know, at first I thought Des was gonna be like this super hard nose, like I was really like scared. I was like, damn, she's like the type of coach, like get this, you know, uh failure, piece of this guy's whose guy is this? Why'd you send this guy to me? Like,
What
like get this
voice
guy
is
out of here.
that?
This
I
is a
don't know.
good voice. This
That
is
was
a
the
good
voice
voice.
I had in
A
my
villain in one of your
that was
cartoons, man.
The Des voice I had in my mind. And it's been the complete opposite. She's just been so supportive and like she pushes me and but she's like really encouraging at the same time and like she makes me feel like I can do it. Like even 20 miles seems like something so crazy, but she's like she makes me feel like I can do it. And not only does she make me feel like I can do it, she gives me the tools. Like she'll tell me like, yo, try this or try that, or like, do a couple speed days here. This is gonna help you on the longer run, get the gels in you, every few miles, so you can like she like gives you the encouragement and gives you the advice that you need that helps you like feel like you can do it. You're like, okay, you know what? Yeah, no, I got it. I can do it. I can make it happen. And yeah, it's been amazing. Just I feel like every time I send her and Garrett like a Strava pic, on our text thread, it feels like I feel like I accomplished something like big. Especially on some of the longer runs, even now, like even like on a run, like a 7 mile runner, that's still a big deal to me. I was not running 7 miles before. Like that just was not a thing. I wasn't even running five. Like so every time I send one of those pics, like I love getting her feedback. Yo, like even I sent her one where I was like, "Yo, I just did, I did 7.17 miles or something like that, and I can't remember where I was. I think I was in Orlando or whatever." And she's like, "Yo, I'm really impressed that you're getting these miles in, you know, with all the traveling and stuff like that." And I was like, "Yo, damn, man, I feel like she sees me, man.
it
She she feels my pain. She knows what
oh
I'm going through."
it's actually funny because I don't use Strava. I have a partnership with a different company, but I made a super secret account that I follow Anthony on and another athlete that I coached. And I started posting my workouts because I was like, I don't want this guy to just think that I'm just sending him all the shit to do. And then I sit on the couch, I'm like, run faster. So I have my workouts on there too. But there's a lot of times like you did that run in Venice, and I was like, dude, it's like midnight. He just landed, and I was
Yo,
tired. I was feeling tired the next day. I was like, I don't really want to run. Like I'm just not feeling it. And I was like, fuck, man, Anthony ran at midnight in Venice. Like I have no excuse. Like I'm just chilling. And so it's super. I mean, I don't think you understand that it's also helpful for me. Like see your progress and your journey and your motivation is just really inspiring. So it's reciprocal. I take a
wow.
lot from you too. So
Oh, thanks, man.
yeah,
Shit, I know. I
it's
didn't
been
know. Amen. Look, I received that.
fun. You should. It's going to be super fun. And you are ready for 20. You've run 18. It's the lowest amount of miles we've actually added on for any long run. Like we've done 5 extra, 3 extra. So like it's only 2 more miles and you're 18, which is the smallest jump you've had to make. So
Yeah.
you're ready. You're ready to do it.
No, I feel good. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. I feel yeah, I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready to do it. And just Yeah, I don't know. I just every time I uh I do one of these, like, with 12 and then 15 and then 18, you just feel like you've accomplished something so big. You feel like you've accomplished, I don't know if you've felt like that, especially when you first started, or if you still feel like that at all ever, or, I don't know. I just, everybody's like, New York is one of the hardest. New York is the second highest in elevation or something like that. Someone said to me or whatever. I was like, word, let's go. I'm like,
Kara, you're a bronze medalist on the New York course. Do you have any course tips for Anthony for race day? Any pre-race, day before, expo, and then course? Any tips?
I'm pumped that that's going to be your first one. That was my first marathon too. And I liked that it was the hardest. I liked that it was like iconic, right? Like I was like, I don't want to just start and dip my toe and be scared. I'm going to go full bore. So I
yeah,
love that you are like attacking this and this is going to be your first one. I mean, you know what you're doing. You have the best coach in the world and you have the best attitude. Like listening to you today has been so awesome. And I just like what I'm excited for you is when you cross that finish line because the highs you got from completing 12, 15, 18, wait till you finish 26.2. It's going to be so epic. And I'm just excited for you to have that moment. And I'm glad that you're doing it in a place that's tough, right? You are
yeah.
tough. Look at your career. Look at everything you've gone through and like how you've scrapped for everything. Like it fits that you're running New York. It's perfect for you.
Kara, did you want to ask about his living situation in New York versus LA? Did you want to get into that?
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. You're raised in you grew up in New York and now you live in LA. And how is that? Okay, so I have to tell you, I'm not really asking you that. So I saw an interview where you were like, I'm so sick of people asking me this. So I was going to ask you that and then see how you reacted. But then I was like, he's such a nice guy. He's just going to answer anyway. He's just going to be like, oh, well, it's different. It's fine.
No, I don't even live in LA. I don't live in LA.
Exactly.
Well, there you go. See, where do you live right now?
In Miami.
Okay.
In the
Yeah.
heat. In the
Yeah,
heat.
and the heat and yeah, like I've been in LA a lot.
Yeah.
And I do work there. But yeah, I haven't had to be in LA a lot lately. You know, a lot of my work is now wherever, like, we're shooting in other countries now, or, if I'm making music, I'm mostly making music in Miami, got studios down there, or I'm working here in New York, or I'm writing a musical. I was doing a little bit of that in Texas. So, like you don't really like LA is not, I don't spend as much time there as I used to. But yeah, I don't know. I love living by the beach. I love living like in humidity. I love feeling like I'm in the tropics. Miami's like they call it the northern part of what do they call it? Northern part of South America or something, like the most north part of South. It's not even the part of South America, but they're like Miami feels like a different country when you go there. The first language is Spanish, and everybody's from like Colombia, Venezuela, and like Cubans, and there's everybody's just it feels like all of they call it like little Latin America.
Mm.
So it's just it's dope. It's dope living down there. And um yeah, like I never imagined myself living. I never pictured myself living there. I thought I was gonna live in New York my whole life. I actually wanted to move to LA back in the day, but then it just never happened. And then I kind of didn't want to move there anymore. And uh but yeah, Miami was a really unexpected thing. A really, really unexpected thing. But yo, people are running out there too, yo. They like,
It's
I'm
the
telling
same.
you,
Yeah.
everybody's on their fitness out there. I'm like, damn,
Yeah, because you always have to have like minimal clothes on because it's so
that's what it
hot.
feels
So
Right.
like.
you need to
You
be
got to stay
running.
fit.
You
Yeah.
got to
Shit is
keep a
crazy.
look.
It's crazy.
Some perks.
I love it. I love it down there though.
That's great.
I
Well,
love that.
we'll all be following you on Strava and following your progress in New York,
Yeah.
obviously. But what else do you have going on? Where else can we catch you coming up?
Well, I'm in a movie called House of Dynamite that comes out, I think comes out October 10th. I think, maybe. I'm
October
tripping.
24th.
October 24th. Look, I endorsed this.
Not that it's on my calendar.
Not that we're
I'm
care.
just kidding. I watched In the Heights on my flight the other day. I was like, okay, I got to
Nice.
see what this dude's about. Fantastic. This is
Thanks.
a totally different genre, obviously. Can you give us a little background of what it's about and why we should be tuning in on October 24th?
Yeah, I mean, this is In the Heights is, a guy that was like, trying to, he's in his neighborhood and he finds himself in a situation where he thinks he wants to let go of his business and move back to Dominican Republic and realizes, he's like, yeah, I want to build a new home for myself, and realizes that the home that he always was looking for, searching for, was right in front of him. He just needed to look at it in a different perspective, and it's a musical and it's a big numbers, big musical numbers. This movie, House of Dynamite, is about like this ballistic missile that gets launched from an unknown location, unknown country, and um, and then what that process looks like for anybody's country, really, but specifically for the United States, if something like that were to happen. And it's a pretty scary and harsh reality when you're watching the movie. You're like, dang, like, there are people whose jobs are dedicated to watching and monitoring every ballistic missile that is launched around the world in order to keep us safe. And they do tests and drills on how they'd intercept these missiles, and um, there are chains of command, people who have to report to this one, who has to report to that one, who ultimately has to report to the president. And it's kind of it's just crazy. It's just really, really wild. Especially, like now, and just in our world where things feel, pretty contentious, in a way that I don't know they have been in my lifetime, but or at least that I didn't know about, that I now know about. But um, yeah, it's an intense movie. It's an amazing film. I mean, Catherine. I mean, I don't say that about everything I've been in, but I will say that just as a fan, like I was like, damn, this is an incredible movie. Catherine Bigelow is I think she's the only woman director to ever win an Oscar still.
Wow.
And this movie really shows you why. She put together a crazy cast. And yeah, I got that. I got my single coming, I have my last single that came out, I Was the One. It's my first Southside song. And being from New York, that was a big deal for me. Southside, being born in New York, and being able to work with one of the greatest Southside producers of all time, Sergio George, and who's done like Mark Anthony and La India and all the, so many great artists. Um, Sergio is he's a good friend now, and it was just pretty like a dream come true getting to work with him and work on this record. And a song I wrote like 2 years ago, pop song, wasn't even a Southside song, and then he turned it into a Southside and put it on his album, and the song went viral on TikTok. And yeah, it was just super unexpected. It's just like a thing that we did because we was just like, yeah.
That's
I was like,
cool.
oh, you like that song? Yeah, yeah, you can have it. And uh, that's been awesome. And I got a TV show called The Beauty that's coming out. It's on Hulu and FX. Comes out in January with Ryan Murphy. Crazy, crazy show. Wild, amazing cast: Evan Peters and Ashton Kutcher and Jeremy Pope and Rebecca Hall, myself, which is a bunch of and just that the whole cast is awesome. And just cool stuff, man. Producing Bob the Builder, and like working on a musical, and like working on my next, few records. Like been performing lately, which has been cool. Performed with Charlie Puth the other night at the Blue Note. That was pretty fun. Um, yeah, so yeah, it's been cool.
So you're not busy at all, is what you're
Right,
saying.
right.
Nah, nah, we
So
on
this
vacation right now.
this day off is not been a huge ask for us to have you on.
Nah,
No, we totally appreciate your time. It's been awesome chatting with you. I we Good luck in New York. I think we still got a month of work to go. Um, Kara, do you want to tee up top five, or you want to just ask Anthony for one?
Okay. Well, Anthony, we do this thing at the end of our podcast. We say the top five, and it's just like five great things that are making us excited. So we'd love to have you contribute at least one if you're willing.
5 great things that are making me excited.
Yeah, making you. Like, what's going on that I mean,
it could be
you just
anything,
shared a
like
lot, but it could be
Millie's the
anything. It could be like
bar, a
your
Yeah, I
progress
favorite
think
with
it's
you.
cookie.
Millie's. Yeah, like I got a bar in New York now that I'm pretty excited about. Think about it all the time. Feels like a second job, honestly.
Fourth job, fifth job.
Yeah, fourth job, fifth job. Think about it all the time. I'm like, oh man, maybe we should change the color of these, table placemats or whatever. Like, it's all it's all dope. Like I really love it. Like I'm having a good time. Like it's like it works a creative part of my brain that, um, like some people have golf.
Mm.
Some people have skiing, and my shit is the bar. I love hospitality. I love people. I love bringing people together. I love seeing people have a good time. I genuinely enjoy watching people have a great time. And like when you can provide a space that people can have a good time in, have a great meal, have a great drink, a good laugh, like I'll cry if they need it, dance to some good music. Like that's what we're giving people. And it feels really good. What's the best feeling is when the thing in your mind really comes true. You're like, damn, this place came out even better than I had dreamed of in my head. So it's yeah, that's just been dope. That's the thing that I'm really excited about
Love
for
it.
sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time. We'll let you enjoy your day off before you go get that 20 miler in this week. And
No doubt. No doubt. It was good chatting with y'all.
wishing you good luck in New York. We'll all be cheering, and we'll probably drop Anthony's bib number on the pod so that you guys
You'll
can
have a
track
lot
and
of people
follow
following you.
and cheer for it.
We're
Yo,
excited for
track
you.
me, everybody. Track me,
Oh yeah, let's
please.
make him the most tracked athlete.
Most tracked
Everybody,
guy,
yes,
fastest
That'd be
man on
sick.
Broadway,
Yes.
most tracked man in the race.
yes.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You deserve it.
All right.
Come
Enjoy
on.
that
Thank
day
you.
off, Anthony.
All right, well, it's good chatting with y'all.
What a great number one in the top 5.
Yeah.
Millie's bars in Brooklyn. If
Mhm.
you're out in New York City Marathon or even just a New York resident, want to get out to Brooklyn and check out an awesome spot. It's really cool. We did a thing there about a month ago, had some awesome drinks, cool scene. Check it out. And thanks, Anthony, for the time. That was really special.
That was really special. He is making me feel like really lazy right now.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I write my own music. I'm in TV shows. I'm in musicals. I'm writing a musical. I'm running a marathon. I own a restaurant bar. And then I'm like, oh, I woke up today and I went for a run and then I'm recording with Des.
Yeah, recording artist. You have a Emmy.
Okay.
You have a New York City Marathon medal. You've been to the whatever. He's also like 24.
Right.
Different energy levels.
Totally. But it's so yeah, just like so impressive everything he has going on. So anyway, yeah.
Good energy, dude. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish out the top 5 with the following 4. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first. I need to think.
All right, I'm just going to go with the Chicago Live pod. I think that's going to be fun. I believe it's sold out, but keep an eye open. Sometimes new tickets drop if there's cancels or things like that. But yeah, it'll be fun to dig into the Chicago field, see where everyone's at and what they're thinking, and get ready for like the fall kickoff. I mean, we talked at the top. This is already going on. We've had Berlin, we've had other Twin Cities just happened, but we're in it now, so that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I'm going to like just piggyback off that. I'm excited to head to Chicago this weekend. Like Thursday, I get to run with a bunch of high school kids, which I'm excited about. And then I get to see you with like a group run and then our pod. So I'm just excited to, I've been on track mode for so long and it's kind of fun to like shift over to marathon mode. So I'm excited.
Yeah. That's great. No, I think that's going to be the theme. Just to hang out will be fun without Tokyo heat
and like sleep deprivation,
the stress of like 7 more shows for you and sleep deprivation. All right, I'm stalling.
I know.
What else good is going on? There's so many things.
There's so many things. We're like, there's so many things.
I know. It's just like dialing it down because sometimes you're looking for the big thing, and really you could just be like, my cookie that I just ate.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to go because I thought of something. Yeah. And so you have to bring us home then. I'm just going to shout out like my son, which I talk about him all the time on here. But I missed 2 of his races. I missed his race where he broke 16 minutes for the first time, which was kind of heartbreaking. But I got to see him race this weekend and he ran so awesome. He told me the night before, I'm going to start off more conservative. Don't be worried. because I want to refine my kick. And he did exactly that. He started more conservative. He worked his way up and he was able to kick at the finish. And it's so fun watching him like learn the sport, take chances, try different race strategies. So it was awesome.
I love that. That's great. And it's going to influence me because I think there is something about like learning the sport and tweaking things and figuring things out. I'm going to go bigger with the older folks, more mature folks, and the bigger races. All the debuting marathoners who, signed up, did the training. When they started, they were like, no way. It was obviously inspired by Anthony as well, who did his first run, his 5-mile run in an hour and 10 minutes and was like, okay, I'm starting my journey. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
But it's cool. That if you put in the work, if these people put in the work, like they can look back at that first run and be like, oh my God, this is crazy how far I've come. And so to everyone who's brave enough to start and stick with it, even when it seemed like a crazy impossible goal, you're right on the finish line. But one last big effort, which is race day, have some fun with it. So yeah, that would be debut marathoners. Go turn yourself from a runner into a marathoner and have fun with it.
That's perfect. Yeah. Love it.